made our way back this week to central Nebraska for Fridays in the Field. I'm Shaylee Peters with you on the Rural Radio Network, and we're catching up again here with grower Andrew McHargue near Chapman, Nebraska. A lot has changed since the last time we talked to Andrew at the end of June. Pollination, grain fill, a lot of rain, and even some hail. Andrew gives us an update on what he's seen on his fields since the last time we checked in.
Yeah, corn has grown crazy fast, and as you can see, it's tasseled and pollinated, and as far as we can tell, stuff looks really good overall. July was pretty good to us, so we had pretty good rain till maybe that, I don't know, second weekend of July, and then we irrigated pretty hard until this last earlier this week we got some rain. Also got a little bit of hail with that. We're fortunate on our farm we didn't get hit as hard as some guys. Some guys in the area really got hit hard with hail, and it's hard to see that. On our farm, just mostly kind of beat stuff up a little bit, but I think as far as long as we are, that the crops will still be really good. Overall, we're really happy with the way things look, and excited for harvest. I think the weather was just perfect. I mean, pollination time, it was mid 80s, you know. I mean, 10-day forecast I was looking this morning, there's hardly a day over 90, and for grain fill, I just don't think it can be better, you know, as far as the weather goes. So just excited to see what that's gonna turn out like, but it's hard to know. You never know what you have until you get out there, so.
And of course, every time we catch up with Andrew, we also like to highlight that he does grow a variety of different crops, conventional, organic, some white corn. And so he talks about the differences as far as where they're at in the season.
We do a lot of different things, and I think the difference between corn and popcorn, early on, you know, the corn, we plant the corn first and it gets up and going, and we'll have that hilled and watering it earlier than the popcorn. But the popcorn's really short season, so this time of year they kind of start to get closer together, and you know, the popcorn will actually pass the corn, we'll end up picking that first. And the way it looks right now, I mean, we might be picking end of September or maybe even mid-September on some of our popcorn. The white corn is a lot longer season, you know, that's quite a ways out. Some of our regular yellow corn's starting to dent now, and so just a lot of different things. But as we get to this point in the year, it seems like things start to get a little closer as far as maturity. Our organic crops we plant quite a bit later just for weed control and quicker growth, so we're still irrigating those pretty hard. We're kind of right in the crucial period on those yet. Most of the corn and popcorn, or conventional popcorn, is slowing down now.
Although they've received some timely rains here in central Nebraska, Andrew says irrigation was definitely key this summer as well.
I think the corn is definitely slowing down. The corn and the earlier planted popcorn slowing down quite a bit. I mean, we're not done yet, but definitely on the downward slide. The organic crops and the beans are kind of at peak use, so luckily we've had some rains here, but we'll be running those pretty hard, I would think, until the end of August here. We'll see how things progress.
And the next time we talk to Andrew, it'll be pretty close to harvest, if not harvest time for them. And so he talks about some of the things on their agenda as they look to wrap up this season.
I think we're really excited here. Just, you know, obviously we're mostly irrigated, but just with the rains we've had, every corner, every stalk has gotten watered just, you know, from rain. And we're just really excited to see. I think we should have some really good field averages and farm averages, just tying everything together. And just, yeah, we're obviously a little nervous about, I mean, the price isn't great, but the crops look good, so there's kind of some good with the bads. I mean, it is scary to see, I mean, just to see the prices where they're at. I think, I mean, that for me personally, that's part of the reason we're diversified, is just to try to withstand that a little bit. But the tariffs, the prices, you know, all of our crops, including the organic, is based off the Board of Trade in some way or form, and so that puts everything a little bit lower. And it's hard enough to make it in this business, but when you're, you know, potentially, I've read and heard that we're potentially $1 under what we could be if we could get some tariffs and, you know, trade figured out. So that's kind of hard, but, you know, just doing what we can. You know, we've saved some money on irrigation. We're just trying to run it lean and tight, and we'll make it through, and hopefully, you know, we'll have better prices next year.
We'll have an opportunity to catch up with Andrew at least one more time in this growing season. But until then, find all of our Fridays in the Field coverage by liking us on Facebook, following us on Twitter, or visiting ruralradio.com.